And welcome to Sunday Night Football Week 16 edition. Tonight from very cold Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Vikings will host the Washington Redskins. Two teams trying to surge late into the postseason. Just one spot left in the NFC playoffs. We'll get you updated on that part of the playoff picture in just a few moments. The Vikings, meanwhile, at 8-6, have won 5 straight ball games and 6 of their last 7. Tonight they will face a quarterback who hadn't started in 10 years until last week when Todd Collins led the Washington Redskins to a victory over the New York Giants. The numbers, at least for completion percentage, were not very impressive, but the overall picture was pretty strong for Collins. He missed on his first 8 pass attempts, 0 for 8 before hitting this big one to Santana Moss. What followed was 3 completions of 30 yards or more, so he made big play, big throws to help the Redskins do a victory over the New York Giants. That got the record to 7-7. Collins, actually, if you throw out the 0 for 8 that he had to start the game, he went 8 for 17 for 166 and no interceptions in that Redskins victory. Just 2 games of action so far this season. Look at the quarterback rating, pretty solid. He is steering the ship pretty well, and they have won their last 2 games. Now, Clinton Portis, the Washington Redskins top running back, in his 6th season, 4th with the Redskins, had a nice game against the Giants in that victory last week. 25 carries for 126 yards and a scoring run. He's now gone over the 1,000-yard mark for the 5th time in 6 seasons of his NFL career. He's also a pretty lethal threat out of the backfield as well, 38 grabs for an average of 8 yards per reception. So Clinton Portis will be trying to run the football today against one of the best rush defenses in the entire NFL. The Vikings very stingy against the run. They're the numbers for Portis on the season. Has a good chance to add to those. However, this Vikings team with a lot to play for and the best rushing defense in the NFL. They also have the best rushing offense in the NFL thanks to that man right there and a very good offensive line. Adrian Peterson's numbers the last 2 weeks have been well down for what he has done in his prior 10 games of action, but Adrian Peterson still one of the most bruising and fleet-footed running backs in the NFL. He's doing it as a rookie, the number 7 overall pick. After a tough start against a tough Chicago Bears rush defense, at least in that game last week, ended up carrying the ball 20 times for 78 yards and 2 scoring runs. All told, the numbers on the season very impressive for Adrian Peterson. He is just shy of 1,300 yards, averaging almost 6 yards per carry. He has 12 rushing touchdowns, which puts him within 1 rushing touchdown of the Vikings' all-time single-season record, held by 2 men, the great Chuck Foreman and Terry Allen. Remember, he's missed 2 games with injuries, so he is up among the league leaders in rushing yards, despite having only played in 12 of their 14 games. Let's get you updated on the NFC playoff picture. Cowboys, Packers, Seahawks, and Buccaneers have all clinched their divisions and a playoff spot. Today, with a Giants victory, they have clinched the first wild card spot. There's only 1 left, and the Vikings have the inside track on it. If they can win tonight, they're in.
Tell me about it, baby. It's up to us. Let's go now. It don't matter. No matter what they say.
Sunday night.
Got to believe, baby. That's right. That's right. Sunday night is football. That's right. Sunday night football night. Sunday night football.
This is Sunday Night Football on ESPN, Week 16 edition. Mark Brown with you throughout tonight's ball game. Al Michaels and John Madden will have the call at the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome in Minneapolis just as soon as they're ready for the opening kickoff. You have to think that this man right here will have a big say into what happens into tonight's ball game. Adrian Peterson, the spectacular rookie running back who has nearly 1,300 yards rushing in just 12 games of action this year. Half in the victory last week against the
Hey owners, you know you can get all your American sports fix daily right here on NASN, Europe's channel for North American sports. Join me and this merry band of journalists as we chew up,
David
spit out
Beckham.
all the sports news of the day.
Why do you stop
around
cricket
the
matches
horn.
at noon?
Exclusively
On NASN. Hort!
Cheerio, folks.
Down up at the 22-yard line, Tank Williams hit him like a tank. Here's the Redskin offense.
Todd Collins,
Michigan.
Clint Portis, the U.
Mike Sellers, North Thurston.
Santana Moss, the U.
I'm Antoine Randall, Indiana University.
Chris Cooley, Utah State University.
Chris Samuels, Alabama.
The hard-hitting action of them.
Buck, Wisconsin.
Jason Fabini, University of Cincinnati.
Stephon Heyer, University of Maryland, College Park.
And Heyer last week, a rookie undrafted, did a nice job on Michael Strahan in their game against the Giants. Quick drop, and then the pass is deflected at the line of scrimmage, intended for Santana Moss. Collins, drafted by Buffalo out of Michigan, and then he was a backup for years and years, mainly at Kansas City. Only 32% last week in the wins at the Meadowlands after going 0 for his first 8. But then he hit a big one, John, down the field to Santana Moss, and that got him rolling.
Yeah, I think they tried to get him off, quickly here tonight with an easy pass, a slant, 3-step drop, get him off on a positive note. Of course, it was incomplete.
Fake to Liddell Betts, and then he checks down underneath, and he sends it out to the bruising Mike Sellers at 284 pounds. He's tackled there by Chad Greenway, their #1 draft choice, the linebacker out of Iowa, number 52. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
One of the guys that's fun to watch is Pat Williams here. I mean, he is so big and strong. He just takes Casey Roback to center and just plants him right back into Todd Collins' lap.
Pat Williams at 317. Kevin Williams, the other tackle, 311. Now he comes out in this passing situation after 2 plays. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Collins out of the shotgun. Cooley goes in motion, and now he flanks Collins. And the pass to the left side is incomplete, so it's a 3-and-out. James Thrash, their #3 receiver, the intended receiver, and Washington will punt.
Watch, they get the safety blitzing from the side. Watch Dwight Smith right here. He's going to come in to the side that Todd Collins is throwing to. He gets up in the air. The linebacker blitzing gets up in the air, and I think Todd Collins just threw that one away.
Derek Frost is the Washington punter. Maloney Moore to run it back. And Moore juggles and then collects it at the 37-yard line. And the Vikings will come out offensively. Let's take a look at their lineup.
Tavares Jackson, Alabama State.
Adrian Peterson, Oklahoma.
Tony Richardson, Auburn.
Bobby Wade, Arizona.
Robert Ferguson, Texas A&M University.
Asante Shenko, Morgan State Bears.
Brian McKinney, the U.
Steve Hutchinson, Michigan. Matt Burke, Harvard.
Anthony Herrera, the real UT. Ryan Cook, New Mexico.
The real UT would be Tennessee, at least according to Anthony Herrera. First down from the 37-yard line. Tavares Jackson in his 2nd year out of Alabama State.
The Redskins that load up that box all night. There's always going to be 8 men up there at the line of scrimmage, just like that for that.
That's Adrian Peterson, his first carry of the night, a guy with a chance to win the rushing title.
Here's what Adrian Peterson is looking at, and he's always looking at. I mean, it's a loaded box that is going to attack the line of scrimmage. They have every gap taken. There's no gap for him to run in, and then the pursuit, bringing in that 2nd, 3rd, and 4th guy as a tackle.
They're going to try to make the quarterback beat him. Play fake, under pressure. He gets hit as he throws, and the pass is intercepted at the 47-yard line by Fred Smoot, the former Viking, with a good move at the 25, and then he's out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. So Fred Smoot, who became the face of the infamous Love Boat incident, here in Minnesota a couple of years ago, comes back to the Metrodome and picks off Jackson on the game's first drive.
Well, see, when they stopped him on the run and then they got him in this long yardage situation, then that's what Greg Williams is going to do. He said, okay, I'm going to stop the run, and then I'm going to put the pressure on the quarterback. We're going to put the pressure on him. They did that. He throws a bad pass. Fred Smoot intercepts it. I mean, that's tough throwing on that one, but you have to throw it away or take the sack. You cannot do that.
Godfrey put the heat on Ferguson, the intended receiver. So the first Minnesota drive ends with an interception. It's first and goal for Washington, and our first whistle of the game. Bill Levy is the ref.
Full start. Number 60 offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
You know, you talked about Stephon Heyer playing well last week against the Giants. Chris Samuels also played very well because what they did in giving Heyer help over there on that right side, they left Chris Samuels all by himself on the left side, and he did a very good job on Osi Umenyiora.
Out of the gun, Clinton Portis flanking Collins on first and goal from the 13-yard line. A little shovel pass to Portis inside the 5, and he's taken down at about the 3-yard line by Dwight Smith. Smith saves the touchdown, but it will be second down and goal.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. They go 3 wide receivers and then Cooley, so it looks like 4 wide receivers. They get the Minnesota Vikings spread out, and then they just let Clinton Portis come under and throw him that shovel pass. That a lot of teams in the NFL are doing now. You know, spread them all out, and then run the
NASN Trivia Timeout. From 2004 through 2005, who equaled Lenny Moore's record of scoring at least 1 touchdown in 18 consecutive games? Stay tuned. The answer is coming up.
These guys look fantastic. I'm so proud.
Join the Reebok Hockey Revolution. Visit NASN.com.
3 receivers set to the right. Betts is in the backfield. 3rd and goal after that loss of 4. Collins has time, dumps it off underneath, caught by Moss, tries to get in, and doesn't. He stops shy of the goal line. Santana Moss gets knocked down at about the 6-inch line by Ben Lieber and Cedric Griffin, so we'll see what Gibbs does here. You got a chip shot field goal or go for the touchdown on 4th and inches.
Here's the thing, he has good protection. Todd Collins could do that, and then he lets Santana Moss come across. That was a big, big tackle for the Minnesota Vikings on the goal line. Joe Gibbs is going to go for it here. This is where he'll go with his power. You know, there's 2 tight ends. Mike Sellers on the backfield is the lead guy.
Everybody in tight. Sellers with Portis as the tailback, and they give it to Sellers, and he puts his head down and gets in for the touchdown.
That's what you like to do when your lead blocker is an athlete like we know Mike Sellers is, and weighs 285 pounds. That's not a bad deal. And then you get in behind Chris Samuels. You know, I was talking about how Chris Samuels, how well he played last week. Watch his block here. I mean, he gets his guy, stops him, then turns him to the inside. That is a heck of a block on the goal line by Chris Samuels.
And he cuts inside of Cooley as well. And now Brad Childress wants Bill Levy to come over and discuss something about that last play.
Minnesota is challenging the ruling on the field that it was a touchdown.
All right, we'll go to a commercial. Before we do that, take a look at what we thought was a score. And what appears to be, well, I'll tell you what, it's close enough to look at it again, which they'll do.
Oh, I can see that, yeah, because it's where the ball is.
Watch every NFL game online live or on demand for up to 48 hours after the game. America's most exciting game is now available worldwide.
He's the show stopper. Touchdown! It is gone! It is a touchdown! Incredible! I can't believe it!
Register now at NFL.com Game Pass.
ESPN Trivia Timeout. Who is the only player to average 50 yards per punt in an NFL season? Don't go away. The answer in 30 seconds.
Hi there, Peter Davies and Georgia Bingham here from Sports Center International, wishing you, your family and friends the very best these holidays.
Yes, indeed. We are making solemn vows not to eat too much. We're endeavoring instead.
In the classroom and on the field, the Coca-Cola Company and the NCAA.
The hard-hitting action of American football continues with Monday Night Football on NASN. And this week, it's an old-fashioned AFC showdown. With only one more game to go after this week, the Denver Broncos look to play spoiler when they face the lightning bolts, the San Diego Chargers. Are you ready for some football? Broncos, Chargers, live tonight. Coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown, the NFL on NASN.
Part of the goal line, in other words, the front of the goal line is in the end zone, that would be a touchdown. Levy would have to see something to indicate that that didn't happen.
Right, and it would have to be before he was down.
After reviewing the play, the runner did not cross the goal line with the ball.
Boy, that was a big, big challenge because that was a 7-point challenge. Remember, it was 4th down. And again, the ball has to break the plane of the goal line before the runner's down. And it really looked like Mike Sellers was in there. I mean, his head and shoulders and all that stuff was in there, but he didn't bring the ball with him.
I think Levy could have ruled that either way because it looked to me as if the side of the ball got to the goal line as his knee went down. But Levy says no. In the meantime, this could be the longest drive in the history of the NFL. You can't have the ball any deeper in your own zone, and they have to get out of the end zone. So the good news is they won the challenge. The bad news is that they're close to a safety, and that is the case. So the ball couldn't have been any closer to the goal line, and they start from 99 and 13/16 yards away. And not getting out of the end zone here, or does he? They could challenge this as well. That's Tony Richardson.
After scoring more touchdowns in a single season than anyone in NFL history, LaDainian Tomlinson looks to outdo himself in 2007. The reigning MVP and 4-time Pro Bowler is the league's greatest offensive threat, rushing for over 1,000 yards and catching over 50 passes in each of his 6 NFL seasons. Under new head coach Norv Turner, LT's production could continue to rise as he looks to lead the Chargers to their first Super Bowl title.
Let's go. Hale, come in. Looks like the med school scouts are out early today.
There are over 380,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of them will be going pro in something other than sports. Download the guide for college-bound students at ncaastudent.org.
Brad Childress won't challenge this. We talked about the possibility of him challenging this as well. Take a look again as we see the ball in Richardson's possession. What has to happen here is the whole ball, the entire ball, must come out of the end zone, which includes the goal line. So that forward progress there with the ball in his left hand, the front of the ball, and most of the ball came out, but even if the back of the ball doesn't come out, it is a safety. There is no challenge. It's 2-0, and now a free kick to Washington, fielded by Antoine Randall at the 16-yard line, and he comes back up to the 34-yard line. And let's take a look at the Vikings defense.
Kenichi Desert, Southern Cal. Kevin Williams, Oklahoma State.
Pat Williams, Wasm High School.
Brian Robertson, University of Texas.
Ben Lieber, Kansas State. E.J. Henderson, Maryland.
Chad Greenway, Iowa.
Marcus McCauley, Fresno State.
Darren Sharper, William and Mary.
Dwight Smith, Detroit Central.
Cedric Griffin, Great School of Texas.
There's Antoine Winfield. That's a big loss tonight. The starting cornerback, the 9th-year guy out of Ohio State. They flip it to Portis, and Clinton will come back this way toward the inside. And he takes it up to the 35-yard line. For Portis, not his best season. He'll be the first to tell you that, averaging 3.9, but came on last week, had a great game against the Giants. And, John, we saw him do so many of the things that just get lost in the shuffle. He's a great running back, but the way he blocks and the way he catches passes and the way he's in on every play, he is a sensational player.
You're right, and he's a very, very tough guy. And like I said last week, I think he's the best blocking back in football.
And this is Portis taking it for a gain of 4 to the 39-yard line. He gets tripped up by Dwight Smith, who's off to a hot start. Defensively, it'll be 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, and that's those are the edges that we were talking about. You know, they know that they can't go, straight up the middle on those two Williamses inside, so they're trying to get either outside or run at the edges, run off tackle, and stay away from the middle of the Viking defense.
3rd and 4 as they spread it out. Collins taking the snap from the gun.
He is tough to get blocked.
And that pass is caught, and it's going to be enough for a first down as Rashae Caldwell makes the catch and then started to come back and almost gave up the first, but is able to maintain it. And a new set of downs.
That's just in the shotgun, and this is what Todd Collins is all about. He's very accurate, and he throws everything on rhythm and timing. Throws at spots. He doesn't have a strong arm, but he's going to get back there, get the ball, and get it out of his hands quickly. And he makes very, very good decisions.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Cooley in motion. Sellers is the fullback. Portis swings to the outside and turns what looked like no gain at first into a pickup of close to 8 yards. Call it 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. The Vikings, 67.9 rushing yards per game. Meanwhile, E.J. Henderson is down on the field. He's the middle linebacker. Fewest in the NFL. Pass yards allowed, most in the league. Injury timeout, Henderson.
Druids Glen Golf Resort, voted European Golf Resort of the Year 2005. A golfer's paradise in the Garden of Ireland. 2 championship golf courses of contrasting design. The luxurious Marriott Druids Glen Hotel and Country Club, featuring 148 specially appointed guest rooms and a magnificent spa and health centre. Visit our driving range, pro shops, golf academy, and get your golfing tips or tuition from our resident PGA teaching professional.
Professional football is played in all kinds of weather, and the conditions can be extreme.
Time for our Sunday Night Football NFL trivia question. Who holds the Vikings team record for most rushing yards in a single season? Your 4 choices: Chester Taylor, who plays on this year's team, Robert Smith, Michael Bennett, or Adrian Peterson. Peterson has been on record-setting pace in many ways. Does he already hold the Vikings' single-season rushing record? We'll have the answer later on in tonight's game.
Walked off the field, should be back shortly. Second down and 3 as play resumes. And Portis gets wrapped up by Pat Williams at the line of scrimmage. Big number 94, played with Buffalo. In fact, he played for Greg Williams, who's the head of the Redskin defense when Williams was the head coach of the Buffalo Bills.
Joe Gibbs was telling us last night that Dan Snyder was watching the Monday night game and was watching Pat Williams in there and called Joe Gibbs and he said, "Are you watching this?" And he goes, "No, I'm working." And he said, "Well, I want to tell you one thing. You can't run up the middle against those guys."
He was right.
Joe didn't listen on that one, did he?
Third down and 4. Collins to the outside, and the open man right there is Caldwell, who makes the catch for a first down. So that's the second third down conversion to Caldwell in his 6th year out of Florida. Played with San Diego a couple of years ago, 16-yard gain.
Yeah, and the Vikings, the reason that they're man-to-man out there like this is they were in nickel or 5 defensive backs, and they came on a blitz. The Redskins picked it up, and anytime you can pick up a blitz and get it blocked and let your quarterback be that clean and have man-to-man coverage, you have high percentages.
Henderson back in the game. He's back in coverage. Collins going deep and wide open is Cooley, and he's in for the touchdown. 33 yards to Chris Cooley, who is their leading receiver. That's his 61st catch and his 8th touchdown reception.
Well, you knew that Todd Collins was going to take some shots, and here he does. I mean, this is Cooley against the cover 2. I mean, when that safety goes out of there and you give him the middle like that, when he saw Sharper go right, then he knows that he has Cooley up the middle at the post, and he just put the ball right on him.
Beat Henderson, the middle linebacker. Sharper gets over too late. The extra point attempt by Sean Sweezum is good. So a safety after what they thought was a touchdown. And now a touchdown with 7:24 to go in the quarter. And it's 9-0 Washington.
NASN brings you unrivaled coverage of the best sports North America has to offer. Get the best seats in the house for the biggest games in the best leagues 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Watch the NFL from preseason all the way to the playoffs with over 60 regular season games, the postseason, and live coverage of Super Bowl 42 from Phoenix. Get live coverage of every game of the World Series and don't miss an inning of the MLB regular season with up to 260 regular season games and the All-Star Game live. Experience the most comprehensive coverage of the NHL anywhere in Europe with over 200 live regular season games, the 2008 NHL All-Star Game, and the Stanley Cup Finals live. NASN takes you to pit lane in the high-octane world of NASCAR with live Busch Series racing and keeps you up to date with the Nextel Cup and Truck Series with daily episodes of NASCAR Now. Get courtside with the best conferences in NCAA college basketball with a packed schedule of games between the top teams and unrivaled coverage of March Madness. See the power and skill of the finest players in college football with full season and bowl series coverage, including all the BCS games, live. And with all your favorite news, highlights, and analysis shows, including PTI and Around the Horn, you won't miss a minute from any of your favorite sports all season long. Log on to NASN.com now and join the world of NASN, your leader in North American sports.
A reminder, Week 16 edition of Monday Night Football coming your way tomorrow here on ESPN. The Denver Broncos go to San Diego to take on LaDainian Tomlinson and the Chargers. For now, we'll take it back to Sunday Night Football, where the Redskins are leading the Vikings 9-0.
No, after we went kayaking and then we went ice fishing after that, then it turned into a day like that.
12 degrees outside. Andre Allison, a rookie, to run it back, and Allison then drops the ball at the 39-yard line. You see the beanbag come in, Nix is there to say Washington has it. The Redskins are all over the place, certain that they have come up with the football, but we have seen nothing from any of the officials yet. Allison now comes in and says, no, my guys bailed me out, and they did. So somehow a Viking got in there to bail him out. Anthony Mix created the fumble, and it looks like Heath Farwell, a backup linebacker, comes in and gets in amongst the white shirts to save the day for the moment for the Minnesota Vikings. And an injury timeout here with 7:13 to the quarter.
Join us this Thursday for a special holiday edition of Hockey Night in Canada on NASN. First up, we head to Tampa Bay to catch the Canadiens face off against the Lightning. Then, live from General Motors Place, Luongo and the Canucks feel the heat against Calgary. A special holiday edition of Hockey Night in Canada this Thursday only on NASN.
Is this the year the Cup comes to Buffalo?
To Carolina? To Pittsburgh? Is this the year someone scores 50 and 38?
And 37?
And 36? Is this the year someone scores 200 points?
Is this the year kids start taping their sticks like Stahl?
Is this the year someone scores 93?
Is this the year a forward becomes unstoppable?
Is this the year a goalie stops everything? Is this the year we finally figure out who's dad's favorite?
Is this the year?
Is this the year?
Этот год?
Is this the year?
Is this the year?
A look ahead to the Week 17 final regular season edition of Sunday Night Football on ESPN. The Tennessee Titans will play for a spot in the postseason when they visit Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts. For now, back to Sunday Night Football.
The final game of the NFL season. Adrian Peterson, the running back here on first down, and he will try to get to the outside and will not. He'll be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Andre Carter making the stop.
You know, if we look at that touchdown to Chris Cooley, it looked like they were going to be in cover two, but they come to cover three. The safety comes up. Darren Sharper goes back to the middle, and we're going to see Todd Collins looks him off, looks here, and that lets Cooley get up the middle. Watch that. Watch how Todd Collins looks out here like he wants to throw deep to the right. Darren Sharper goes over to that side, and Chris Cooley is wide open down the middle.
2nd and 10, pressure put on Jackson, and then Chester Taylor out of the backfield. Gets taken down by London Fletcher, and just to clean up, there was an injury timeout before the break. Vinny Churchill, one of the special teams guys for the Vikings, needed some attention and walked off the field, and he'll be ready to play again. It's the clock ticking down, 6:15 to play in the quarter, 9-0 Washington.
Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator of the Washington Redskins, said that on 1st and 2nd down, they really wanted to control the line of scrimmage, just knock the line back. They've done a very good job at it. Then when they get them in these situations, passing situations, they want heavy blitz. And here it comes.
Sending 5, Jackson to the outside. That'll be caught, and it is Troy Williamson who makes the grab, and he was across the yellow line, but then had to come back because he had to come back toward the sideline to make the grab, and he's tackled there by Springs, and he'll be shy of the first down.
Right, you're going to see the yellow line right there is on the 50-yard line. So he's up beyond it. Now he has to come back for the ball. Now he tried to turn that right shoulder. He should have turned and dipped and tried to get back, past the first down marker.
Nice play by Springs to deny him and force the punt here. Chris Kluwe will punt. Antoine Randall to run it back. Randall from the 8. And the coverage is very good because getting right down there in his face was Eric Frampton. 5:06 remaining in the quarter. 9-0 Redskins.
College basketball continues over the holidays on NASN with a live doubleheader. First up, Wisconsin and Texas lock horns in a Big Ten, Big 12 matchup. Then San Diego travel to Kentucky to face the Wildcats. A live college basketball doubleheader this Saturday only on NASN.
And Yankee fans are like oil and water. Cubs and White Sox fans at the same dinner table? Bad idea. Despite their differences, fans do have one thing in common. Their heroes all wear Majestic Athletic, the official uniform supplier for all 30 Major League Baseball teams. Available now all over Europe at NASN.com.
It's college football bowl season again on NASN, and this December we bring you 15 of the best bowl games from across the NCAA.